All right, what's going on? It's been a minute. It's been a minute since my last post. At least a couple weeks. Um, Actually, more than that. It's been like a month. I got back from Hawaii, I think, on September 8th, and it is October 14th. And what's been going on? It's just been kind of crazy. I got home. I'm building a barber shop right now. Me and my lady are. And so we're super pumped on that. That's pretty much it's pretty much taking all my time. Every day it's doing something with that. But we're super excited about it. Can't wait to open it up. But now I kind of want to get back into the mode of just posting more recaps. I probably won't do more of like the full, the session videos as much anymore. It's kind of a lot to digest when you post like an hour long video, but I'll do more like trade recaps of what's going on for the day or what I did, if I took a win, if I took a loss, and just continue to use this channel as more of like more of just like a personal journal for me. But then as well as, maybe, give some gems along the way. So let's jump into it. I did take a trade today. It was a super small trade. Well, hold on. When we were in Hawaii, we were trading a 25K funded account from TradeFi. Since then, we blew that account. That account was gone. I didn't like 25K's account. That was my first 25K account. And I'm just not a fan, for whatever reason, of trading micros. I'm just not a fan. It might be like a flaw on my part, but I like the 100K accounts, and that's kind of like that's what I like. 100K, and maybe down the line I'll get 150K. But to me, a 100K account is like it's perfect for me. I can use I can use like 1 to 2 contracts, and that's cool with me. You know what I mean? So since then, I was trading a Funding Ticks Pro Plus eval. It was 100K, and since then we passed the eval, and now we are in the funded account. I'm in drawdown, right? What am I? $1,800, $1,100, $2,100 in drawdown. I got this funded account last week. We passed the eval 2 weeks ago, and then we got into the funded last week, and last week was nuts. That was when government shut down. The price was a little tough, but we pretty much took losses all week. I think I had one green day, but we kept the losses small. And so actually coming in today, I only had about $500 left of drawdown. So we took one trade today. It was on gold. And we took this trade on gold. Obviously, gold is extremely bullish. When we came in on the bigger time frame here, we took this trade based off of a couple of things. We came back into this imbalance here, and we rejected on it. Obviously, right now, just the pattern with gold is to just wait for a pullback, wait for it to bounce off an imbalance, go down to a smaller time frame, and look for your entry. Right, so that was what I was looking at. I was looking at NQ, and I was looking at ES, which also had really good trades today. But I just wasn't convinced after this big dump on Friday that we were going to bounce back and go all the way back up. I'm still kind of waiting for price to digest. I'm also being super selective because we are in drawdown. So I'm in this point right now of just kind of building back up a little bit of cushion so I can, hold longer trades. Right now I'm kind of in like the see money, take money, especially when I was at like $500 in drawdown. It's obviously not a lot when you're trading with minis. So I just wanted to make sure that right now I'm building back up a cushion, at least maybe to 1,500. Obviously, if I catch a great trade, I'll stay in it longer, and we're just going to try and get back. The great thing with the Funding Ticks Pro Plus is once you're into the funded account, there is no consistency rule, right? So I'm not stuck with 20%, 25% consistency rules. It's just, you can really hold your winners, and that's kind of what I'm setting up for. And today, unfortunately, I missed. I got into a great trade on gold, But I just saw money and took money. I got in down here. I have this level um, that I have, and we broke down, and then market open here, bounced up, and then I was waiting for price to come back into this 5 minute imbalance here and see if we were going to close beneath that or if we were just going to bounce off that and react. My thoughts was it's gold, it's super bullish right now. People are de-risking from indices and putting their money into more stable assets like gold. So we saw that we had the bounce here. The 5 minute, I took the trade off of a 2 minute trigger. I would show you, but the day's over and it's not showing me anymore. I have them on, but it's kind of sucks. But yeah, so I jumped in here on the 2 minute trigger. Where are we right now? Right here. We had maybe it was a 5 minute trigger. Yes, it was the 5 minute trigger here when this candle, we bounced off this 5 minute fair value gap. We reacted, we didn't close beneath it, and I had this level here. So when this trigger came, when it triggered, I hopped in there and I only caught it for, like I said, I was down like 500. I only had 500 bucks. I think it was like a $412 trade. I was literally down 500 flat. I had drawdown left. So, and I was rolling out right here. I actually had to go to the shop because my barber chairs were getting delivered. So I took this trade. It literally went up to here. I was up like 400 bucks and I pulled out. Unfortunately, I wish I would have held. My target was these overnight highs. And as we can see, price ran up beautifully to it. I didn't hold. But at the same time, I just wanted to make sure that I build a little bit more buffer. If I see money, I take money right now. In this point, if I wasn't in as much drawdown as I would have obviously let it hold. But really, for this trade, I think my risk to reward, my risk would have blown the account. So when we were up, I was like, let's just close this out. We'll build a nice little buffer here. That way we can have a little bit more drawdown to play with. I'm going to wait for another good setup. So that's what we did. You don't catch them all, but it was the right idea. We took the trade. We waited for our entry, and we got it. Another one I saw that I was really looking at this morning was on NQ. We had this pullback through night, which overnight, which we came down to this gap, and we filled this gap perfectly. And unfortunately, I just kind of messed up. And I have this level mark down here, but I also had this big 5 minute imbalance that I was waiting to get filled. Now, the unfortunate part, and this is why I'm big and I preach on waking up early enough to where you wake up by the time you get to the charts. Because when I wake up at like 6:10 and I'm just kind of like coming back to life, I miss these little I don't even know what you call it. I just make these small mistakes that result in me not catching the moves I wanted to take, right? I was waiting for price to come down and hit this level and fill this imbalance and just tap into this balance and see how we reacted out of it. But if you look over here, we had this imbalance here, right? With this 5 minute imbalance here. And I just didn't even see it. I didn't even like I said, I got to the chart a little bit late. I was being lazy, and you will pay the price for that. And that's okay. And so we came down, we came into this level, we came into this imbalance, and we reacted off of it, right? We created a small SMT as ES dropped down into this fair value gap that I was looking for. And so if I was just paying a little bit more attention or saw this, I would have for sure taken this trade. And obviously you can see it was a beautiful move up. I remember when this happened, I was looking to enter when this imbalance here got closed above. I wasn't fully confident in it yet because I thought maybe we'd come back down and retest this level. If I had this level marked here, this imbalance, this would have been an A+ setup. And unfortunately, I missed out on it. But it's whatever, another day. Which is crazy too, because yesterday was Columbus Day and there was a great setup on that as well. There's a really good setup down here actually. somewhere. I had it marked out yesterday. In this opening area. There's a really good setup. But yeah, this was a great play today. I probably would have just taken it back to like opening print around this high. I wouldn't have expected this whole move to happen. The fact that price is bouncing back the way it is pretty impressive. But we're still having this sell off, right? I think there's still a lot of turmoil to go on with China. We have APAC, government shutdown. So it's really tough right now to really like hold for these longer moves. It's kind of, I'm in a place where it's see money, take money. We're very unsure. We could get a day like Friday, which was absolutely insane. So right now I'm just pulling myself back out of drawdown, so we can get this account back, in the green, and so we can get a payout going here. So that was the trade today. I'm basically just watching NASDAQ. I'm watching the S&P. I'm watching gold. I'm also watching copper. Don't sleep on copper, guys. It has some pretty decent moves. I promise it has like decent moves. I think Monday actually. No, that's what it was. Yesterday, right? Columbus Day. The move was copper. I remember that. Was it yesterday? Am I tripping balls? What's going on here? It was not yesterday. Was it gold? It was gold. It was gold. Yeah, yesterday gold came down, right? Super bullish. Bullish overnight, came down, tapped into this 15-minute imbalance here. We had a great reaction out of it, and it was a great trade. I wasn't expecting, I didn't trade Columbus Day, bank holiday. I'm not doing that, but yeah. So I'll post more recaps. We're for sure going to take a payout on this Funding Ticks account. I'm just kind of locked in on it. Last week, we just took like 4 losses in a row. We kept them small, but the market was just tough last week. I was there's no excuse. I traded the setups I would have traded. Grateful we didn't blow up, and today we're just kind of crawling back in. So the next good setup I see, I will hold for it. Maybe we can get ourselves out of drawdown in one trade. That's not my goal, but my goal is just to build good habits to pull ourselves out of this and get back into the green and take a payout. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back. I know it's been a little while, but I will make this more frequent. Maybe not every day, maybe every other day. I'll try and do it every day, but we got a lot going on with the shop and all. Down here, it's in Southern Orange County, if any of you guys are around. But it'll be open in the next 2 weeks, and I'm super pumped on it. And yeah, so hope you guys were green today. If you're red, I hope it was controlled, and I will see you pretty soon here. Take care, boys.